Hey everyone, welcome back to another Diablo 3 video. In this video, I'm going to go over a Crusader build. This build will be the Fist of the Heavens build, which utilizes the Valor set, as well as the Norvald's Fervor set. So there's different variations with this Crusader, especially with the Valor set. So I'm primarily going to go over a speed farming setup rather than like a pushing setup because there's different builds that you can run with this. For this one, like I said, it's going to be Fist of the Heaven. There's another build that uses Heaven's Fury. I want to say that's more for like a pushing build, but it can also be used for farming. But in this video specifically, I'm going to go over Fist of the Heavens. If anyone is interested in me doing a Heaven's Fury video, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll go ahead and make a video on that one separately because it is a completely separate build on its own. But as far as this one, it's going to be mainly T16 farming as well as greater if speed farming. So whether if it's like 90s, 100s, depending on obviously your gear and your Paragon level. So this first build is going to be the T16 farming. This is specifically going to be rifts. I believe you can like do another different build for bounties. So with me, with how lazy I am, I honestly would just whatever is the T16 rift build I use for bounties, just because I don't like dealing with too much swapping and having all these extra gear pieces or whatever. So keep in mind, if you do want to have a bounty version, it either keep it the same as this or do your own little twist to it. That's all on you at the end of the day. It's your game, play it how you want to play it, just have fun. The gear is going to be the full 6-piece Valor set, so it's going to be the boots, the pants, the chest piece, the helmet, shoulders, and gloves. So for the chest piece and the pants, the preferred rolls will be strength, vitality, and all resistance. If you do prefer to have armor on there, by all means do what you want. Then the helmet is going to be strength, and then you would want Fist of the Heavens damage and then crit chance. I wasn't able to get a good roll, so I just settled for the crit chance on here with the vitality. It's going to be gold wrap. This is pretty much when you pick up gold, you gain more armor. You want tankiness, it's going to be strength. You want vitality, all resistance, armor. I didn't get a good roll on this, so I'm just using whatever I have. Shoulder piece, you're going to want strength, vitality, all resistance, cooldown. And then gloves, it's going to be strength, crit, and then if you can get more cooldown reduction or even attack speed, that would be helpful too. Again, it's just whatever RNG gives you, whatever is the best thing you can have, use that. And then for the boots, it's going to be strength, vitality. Then you would want like either all resistance or armor. And then you want Fist of the Heavens damage. Then for bracers, it's going to be these arm guards. This is going to give you more movement speed as you destroy things, like wreckable objects. So if it's like crates, barrels, whatever. For this, you're going to want holy skill damage, strength, vitality, and crit chance. And then there's Squirt's necklace. For this, you're going to want your socket, crit, and then preferred would be holy damage for the ring. So when it comes to these rings, it's going to be very interchangeable to where it's really to your preference. So you could run Pandemonium Loop. So for the Pandemonium Loop, you mainly want this to synergize with Rachel's Ring of Larceny, which as you see, I don't have it as my other ring because I don't have one. So this is where I say it could be interchangeable, because that other ring, it will allow you to have better movement speed. So where's it at? Right here. See, gain 60% increased movement speed for 4 seconds after fearing an enemy. So this synergizes with Pandemonium Loop because the Rachel's Ring of Larceny, I could be pronouncing that wrong, but yeah, with that other ring, it fears them, so this helps you with the more movement speed. You don't have to do this if you don't like. You could always run Stone of Jordan, Convention of Elements, or if you want, you could always just do Focus Restraint. That's completely up to you. So as far as both of the rings, whether if you want to do Convention of Elements, Stone of Jordan, Pandemonium Loop, and the Ring of Larceny, you're still going to want like the crit, cooldown, crit, attack speed, crit, damage range, or just crit, strength, whatever you can really get, obviously. So like I said, the rings could be interchangeable. It's all up to your preference. Mine is split because I'm purposely going to run this because it's going to nerf my movement speed. So I want to see how decent it is without that additional movement speed. But Me personally, if I don't run the Rachel's Ring, I wouldn't be running the Pandemonium loop. I would probably do Stone of Jordan, or I would just drop Convention and this and run Focus Restraint. Again, that's up to your preference. And then as far as weapons, it's going to be the Norvald set. So it's going to be the flail and the shield. First gem is Boon of the Hoarder, rank 50. That's will give you the 100% chance on killing an enemy to cause an explosion of gold. Whenever you pick up gold, you gain 30% increased movement speed for 2 seconds. That synergizes with the gold wrap. When you pick up gold, you gain armor. So this allows you to be very tanky. And the next gem is Gogok of Swiftness. This is going to increase your movement speed as well as cooldown reduction. And then the last one will be Zay Stone of Vengeance. This gives you more damage as you're further away, and then it has a chance to stun the enemy. Now, as far as items that are cubed, the weapon is Dark Light. It increases the damage of Fist of the Heavens, and it also casts twice. Then you're going to have, I can't pronounce it, it's the Court of Righteousness. It's going to reduce the wrath cost of Fist of the Heavens, and then it's going to deal 170% more damage. And then for the ring, it will be Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. Whenever you hit with the resource spending attack, it reduces the cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second. Now, as far as the skills, I'm going to be using Provoke, Flee Fool. And if you pair this with the Ring of Larceny and Pandemonium Loop, this is going to give you that more movement speed. So that's primarily what this is for. It does help with generating more wrath. You could honestly switch this out. The most important part of this build will be Fist of the Heavens, because this is what will be doing all of your damage. The rune that we'll be using is Divine Well. And then Iron Skin, Flash. It helps you take less damage and then increases your movement speed. And then Laws of Hope, Wings of Angels. This increases your movement speed and it heals you. So it's good for movement speed and giving you that sustain, so that way you stay alive. Then Steed Charge Nightmare. And then aside from Fist of Heavens, the next important skill I would say would be Akarat's Champion. The rune will be Prophet. This is going to give you more armor. And then if this is active while you would die, this is pretty much a cheat death. As far as the passive skills, it'll be Heavenly Strength. This allows you to wield a two-handed weapon in your main hand while also using a shield. And then your damage dealt is reduced by 20%, which is fine because being a two-handed weapon, it's a lot more damage anyway, and that's what we need to be able to utilize the set that we're using, because that 200% damage bonus is pretty nice. Then there's Finery, gain 1.5% strength for every gem socketed into your gear, so it's going to give you more damage as well as translating into more armor. Then there's Indestructible. If you take fatal damage, you become immune. You get 35 increased damage and gain more life per kill for 5 seconds. And this can occur once every 60 seconds. And then the last passive will be Long Arm of the Law. This increases the duration of your laws by 5 seconds. So that's an overview of the gear that you'll be using, as well as what you want rolled on the gear, and gems and cubed items and all your skills. As far as using the build, right when you enter the rift, you want to activate your Iron Skin, your Akarat's Champion, and you want to Steed Charge, and you use your Provoke and Fist of the Heavens. You pretty much spam pretty much everything as you go about it. So yeah, that's the build for the T16. If you only care about the build, then feel free to skip ahead, because I'm just going to show a quick T16 rift as to how I do it in case people are curious as to how it looks whenever you're doing it. Again, if you only care about the build, then feel free to skip to the Greater Rift speed farming build. Alright, so I'm in the Rift, Iron Skin, Steed Charge, Akarat's Champion. Oh, Primal's dropped. Wow. You go back for those. Oh, 2 set pieces. So yeah, things die fairly easily. Yeah, I pretty much got permanent uptime on the steed charge, so that's nice. It's a terrible rift. Another thing, if you have the altar fully unlocked, then you could also do the potion at the start. It's not really necessary, but always an option. There you go. Pretty quick, easy. It's actually quite fun. I'm not much of a fan of the Crusader, but I'll admit, like this build is really fun for running T16 refs. Now to the GR speed farming build. Primarily the goal should be to at least do GR 100s. If you struggle or early game, your Paragon level's not that high, or if your gear isn't that good, then at least try to shoot for 90 and work your way up to 100. 100 is that sweet spot. And obviously, if you can farm higher difficulties at a good speed, roughly under 3 minutes, and if you don't care about speed, then again, I can only say my preference. So at the end of the day, play how you want to play the game. But yeah, so now into the GR speed farming build, you'll be utilizing the same sets as far as the weapons, and then the Valor set is still being used. The only difference is now it's going to be a broken set, so you won't be having the boots, and you won't be utilizing gold wrap because greater rifts you don't pick up gold. So we're replacing that. Instead, we will be using the crimson boots and crimson belt. The Valor pieces, the other pieces are still the same. So the chest, the helmet, shoulders, gloves, these are exactly the same rolls, same everything that I had for my T16 build. The only difference is I took the belt and the boots off, put them for the Captain Crimsons. And then for the bracers, it's going to be Lacuni Prowlers. I missed it rolling these. The main thing that you're going to want to worry about for these is going to be the light damage, crit, and then strength. As you can see, these ones don't have it, so that's where I messed up. Yeah, don't worry about that too much. And then for the necklace is going to stay the same, but ideally instead of holy damage, you would want lightning damage. So it'd be crit, lightning damage. The rings I mentioned earlier, focus and restraint, so you'll be utilizing these. The flail and the shield are the same exact from the T16 build. As far as gems, they stay the same. So Zay's Stone of Vengeance, Gogok of Swiftness. The only gem that you will change would be the Boon of the Hoarder. You'll be taking Gizzard instead. The main reason for this is it gives you the shield that absorbs damage, so it will allow your Scorched Necklace to have more uptime, meaning you'll be doing more damage while you're not taking damage because the shield helps mitigate that. So that's very useful. As far as the items in the cube, the weapon stays the same. The armor piece stays the same. The only thing that changes will be the ring. Instead of Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, you will be using Ring of Royal Grandeur. This allows you to get the maximum bonus from Captain Crimson's and your Valor set. And the primary use of having this Crimson set is it's going to give you more cooldown reduction and more resource cost reduction, and it also gives you more damage, and it also allows you to have more damage reduction. So you get increased damage and you're more tanky. So now as far as skills, you're going to be using Justice, Hammer of Pursuit, Fist of the Heavens. Again, this is where all of your damage will be coming from. This time, you will be using Fissure as their rune. Then Iron Skin, Steel Skin. So instead of the other rune, this allows you to be more tanky. And then we have Laws of Valor, Unstoppable Force. What this does is it increases your attack speed, and then it reduces your resource cost for whenever you use your Fist of the Heavens. And then we have Steed Charge Nightmare. So it's the same as the other one. Again, if you want to change this for something else, by all means, go for it. And then Akarat's Champion, it will still stay the same. It will be Prophet. And then your passive skills, all four of them stay the same. So Heavenly Strength, Finery, Indestructible, and Long Arm of the Law. So now as far as playstyle, it is the exact same way. The only thing that's different is instead of using Provoke, you'll be using the Justice, Hammer Pursuit to generate, and then, just seeks out enemies. And then, yeah, same playstyle. So you've clicked on this video mainly for the gear information and the skills that are being used, then feel free to click out now because all that's left is a GR100 clear that I'm going to do. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. I appreciate any little bit of help. It means a lot to me. So yeah, let's continue on with the Greater Rift 100. This is a terrible rift for me. There we go, 2 minutes 21 seconds, GR 100. So yeah, that's the Fist of the Heavens Valor build that I've been running. For anyone that is curious as to the Heaven's Fury build, if you want me to do a video on that, drop a comment below, let me know, and then I will get one set up. But yeah, if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. You're greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you in the next one.